Hello, welcome back. My name is John Grabner, and I'm with the Highland Group, proud sponsor, of course, of this year's Smart 50 Awards. As a matter of fact, Highland has been a sponsor for the last 4 years, and this is really one of our favorite events because the award recipients, especially this year, have done an outstanding job navigating through some tough times over the last 12, 18 months or so. But let me tell you a little bit about Highland. My title is Vice President and General Manager, and I've been there for 5 years now. And the reason I joined Highland, it's one of the only insurance firm I've ever worked for, is because it represents the values I hold near and dear to my heart. For example, it's an 85-year-old company, and we've got 17 offices in the United States with 850 people. Our offices go from Michigan down to Florida and as far west as Los Angeles, California. And I'm really proud because of the core values represent, and number one being family and being a family owned company. And we're looking at some of the award recipients here tonight. I can see that many of them are in the same position. And it's a special thing being a family owned company, how you treat people and the values you keep going. And we're in fourth generation right now, which is a pretty amazing achievement. So without further ado, I would like at this point to introduce to you our next award recipient. And this is one of our special awards, of course. And this is to introduce this year's COVID Impact winner, Dr. Claude Jones. He is president and CEO of the Case Alliance Health Center. And sitting down with Dr. Jones is going to be Dustin Klein, which we all know Dustin, our favorite guy from Smart Business. And he is the Chief Content Officer at Smart Business. Dustin and Dr. Jones, let's learn more about what Care Alliance was able to do to impact the community towards this horrible pandemic. Thank you.
Dr. Jones, thanks for joining us today. Congratulations again on being named one of this year's category winners.
Thank you. Thanks for having me this morning.
So let's talk a little bit about what's been going on. When the pandemic hit, you moved quickly to adapt how you provided services so that your clients received what was needed without any interruption. Could you share how you did that?
Well, a major part of what we accomplished when COVID first hit was really to try to find a way to create access, continue access, and a way to engage and re-engage our population. And we were able to do that with our telemedicine platform. This allowed us to stay connected. Our patients were able to, have appointments with our medical providers. They were able to get the medications. And we saw this continue to grow as we saw that patients weren't coming in like they did in the past. So having that connection with, healthy visit messages, keeping up with appointments, things like that, until COVID started to die down, then we started to see the need to really engage individuals to come back in for a connection, because there's nothing better than that face-to-face. But we still have a really robust use of our telemedicine platform right now.
How the telemedicine platform is working for you in terms of a robust use. You mentioned that you really turned to that. How was the adaptation for it from the folks that you work with?
It's been really useful for us. We found it useful in other ways because we started using it with our general community, our general patient population, and we started to find other uses for it. So now telemedicine is on the road. We're working very closely with RTA right now, creating COVID vaccination sites, doing pop-up events. So, with the telemedicine platform, you can do everything from a telephone to a computer. So it makes it very useful for our community. Many of the individuals we serve, they do not have computers, but most have phones. So this allows us to actually provide a connection with them.
There was an uptick in activity in terms of people you were engaged with. Did you see it go down at all, or did you see it kind of stabilize?
We really saw it starting to grow, over a period of time, where we actually had, at one point, we had a 70-30 split between those using telemedicine and those actually coming into our clinic. This number started to shift from 30% telehealth to 70% once COVID started to die down a little bit, and then a variant hit us, and we started to see it shift again. So, luckily for us, we had this platform in place where, seamlessly we can continue to contact patients, reach out, and have them meet with their medical providers on a regular basis.
So what did you need to do with your staff in order to make this happen?
Well, one of the things we were able to accomplish were is actually making a staff member that was in a particular area or job description, actually teaching them multiple job functions over a period of time. So that allowed us to have a staff member do multiple things, although that wasn't their job necessarily at the beginning. So this really helped us because we had staff members go out. We actually had, members go out for quarantine. Those have come back positive or had to take care of their families. So instead of us having to go out and actually hire individuals back in, we were able to teach our current staff multiple positions.
That's great. And so what have the results been as you've been able to look back at this and analyze the data? And more importantly, has it significantly changed the way that Caroline's Health Center is going to be operating moving forward?
It really helped us because during COVID, we found out the very important need to collaborate with other health centers. So we were able to form a collaboration with the other FQHCs, federally qualified health centers in the area. There are 6 of us. We came together during COVID as a need to share resources and also share the data as well. And we found out we can use this data to identify hotspots where we can go out into the areas where there were low vaccination rates, there were higher positivity rates. But can we use this data in the future when we're trying to identify areas with high chronic disease states, hypertension, diabetes, HIV, things of that nature? So it's really transformed the way we think about things and the way we deliver care.
Great. For those who may not be as familiar with your services, could you share just briefly, what you folks share, the population you serve in the regions?
Right. So we're a federally qualified health center, which means we receive federal funding from the government to subsidize the care of those who are uninsured, underinsured, or just fall under a certain level under the federal poverty guidelines. So this allows us to provide care to those individuals regardless of ability to pay. We've been in the Cleveland community for over 35 years. We have 2 centers, one on St. Clair Avenue and 15th and one on 30th and Central Avenue, pretty close to downtown and right in the heart of the central neighborhood. So everything primary care, full gamut of primary care, internal medicine, family medicine, pediatrics, podiatry. We also have behavioral health services, addiction recovery services as well, and also a full dentistry service.
Dr. Jones, I want to thank you for doing what you do in this community. You are making a significant impact, you and your team, and it's always noticeable. We hear the name around town as much as possible, and people always have great things to say about it. And we want to congratulate you again for being named one of this year's specialty award winners. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And we graciously accept this award. And I really couldn't do it without the staff and also my executive team and also our board members as well. So thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Jones. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's once again hear from this year's honorees in their own words.
I think the biggest thing is our team approach and our daily process improvement approach. We are very consistent with it. We don't just talk about it. We meet about it. We discuss it. We discuss it in shift meetings.
I believe Taylor Oswald is a smart organization, not only by way of the construction of the company, how we were originally founded, the partnership that we've created with Oswald companies, but also how we go about our business. We are going about this with a big net in terms of those we serve and those who serve those we call clients.
We created a talent launch under the concept that we could buy companies throughout the United States, maintain their brand identity in the communities they've been serving for 25, 30, even 75 years. But by doing that, we can aggregate all of the revenue coming from these companies so that we can actually go and find the best tools and provide the best resources.
We have smart customers. We serve the disruptive industries like solar, LED lighting, electric vehicles. By serving high growth industries, we end up growing with them.
The ability to focus on the outcomes for our customers is vital. And when we focus on technology and making things cohesive and work as one, that is where the innovation happens. And that's why we can run with 25 employees and over 6,000 customers.
Innovation and impact have been cornerstones since the very start of the college 6 decades ago, as well as how we need to reinvent ourselves and how we deliver higher education. And that's what we really have been doing over the past 18 months.
We, like most institutions, needed to take a hard look at our diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. 2019, our board diversity was only 12%, and in 2020, we're now at 36%. Programmatically, we've spent a lot of time thinking about what are the urgent issues around the corner that we need to consider.
Continuing to provide great quality services, care to our community base, also making sure we continue to collaborate with our community partners so that we're able to grow, expand, and affect areas of our community which lack proper medical care.
Well, because I think it's proven that if you don't, you won't. So just being committed to not being bullheaded on the things that you need to adapt and change, whether it's your systems or your regulations and staying nimble.
People only want to be part of a growth organization and a growing organization. We're attracting new talent, we're attracting new ideas, we're attracting innovation within the company. If we're standing still, we're not growing, and if we're growing, we're attracting great talent.
We're not afraid to fail. We're not afraid to try new things, and nothing ventured, nothing gained. We evaluate the risk factor, and so long as the risk warrants the initiative, we're going to move forward full steam ahead.
So when it comes to innovation, with each and every year, we always have to be thinking about what are the trends happening, what are the things that people really enjoy and want, and how can you present your business to them in a way that really appeals.
Ladies and gentlemen, innovation at its very core is the ability to think differently, to ask what if, and then follow through to see whether that what's been imagined can be brought to life. Sometimes it's a new product, technology, or an innovative service. Other times it's a management style. And then there's just completely a different way to approach your business. That's what our next honoree has done. Marissa Serge, co-owner and chief commercial officer of Luva Bella Winery. Now, sitting down with Marissa is Dominic DiPuccio, practice group chair of Taft's Mergers and Acquisitions Group. Taft's a modern progressive firm, which is the trusted advisor to many successful clients and an employer of choice in each of its major markets across the U.S. Deeply embedded in the culture of Taft is the significant investment it makes in its communities where its team members live and practice law. Dominic, Marissa, let's learn more about what you've done over at Luva Bella Winery that's so innovative and captured the judge's attention.
Hi, Marissa. It's really nice to see you today.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on being recognized as a 2021 Smart 50 category winner. How does it feel?
I was not expecting it. I am very grateful, and it's really wonderful to be part of the group and the honorees, and having this special award is definitely an honor.
Well, it sounds like you've deserved it for sure. I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I can, about your success and your future and how you got here and what your plan is, if that's okay.
Yeah, it sounds great.
I know from your prior presentation that you talked a lot about your efforts to rebrand your company. I know you bought the winery from your parents, and that must be strange in and of itself, and you started to change things. Can you talk a little bit about, why you did that and how you did that and how your parents did all of that?
Well, my parents certainly were against the change, and that's partially why I decided to purchase Louisville Bella Winery with my business partner, Evan Schumann, from them. It was something that I just had this gut feeling that was necessary to be able to take the risk and make the changes that I felt was right and really was relevant to the industry and what our customer base was looking for. The winery was really focused on its bistro and other distribution, mostly in Northeast Ohio and retailers around the area. But I saw that the wine industry was drastically changing and it also wanted change. So being able to be in charge and rebrand, make the winery more fresh, more young, but also relevant across multiple generations was really important to me. And one of the most important changes we made with the rebrand was taking our old Passion label, which was made in 2005, to more of a vibrant packaging that really included diverse flavors and really allowed our customer base to look at the label and almost be able to taste the wine. We saw a lot of consumers loving the seltzer category as well as the ready to drink category, and we wanted to almost combine the Passion brand to emulate both of those, but in a wine drink. So having that branding and some really unique flavors. It's a fruit infused brand. So we have something like tropical rosé, which has papaya, guava, kiwi, pineapple. It's just a really fun wine, or blackberry all the way to peach.
It sounds delicious. I look forward to trying it. And how do you feel about rebranding efforts? Do you feel like it went as you expected? Would you change anything? How is the marketplace responding?
I certainly would not change anything. It almost took about 12 months to fully rebrand the product. We took our time. We weren't trying to rush the new branding to the market. And we're really proud of what we created because getting feedback from our customers and our retail partners has been phenomenal. Lots of positive feedback. And we even received multiple state contracts for our new Passion brand in over several thousand stores. So being able to have that opportunity right off the bat with a rebrand is very rare. And I believe the success has really been just being risk tolerant, really being able to put ourselves out there, not overthinking things, over calculating. I think sometimes you just have to go with what feels right rather than scrutinize every piece of the process, because if it's overdone, over calculated, I feel it just doesn't work. It has to just fit in and feel right.
Well, it sounds like you trust your instincts, and I think what you're referring to is paralysis by analysis. Sometimes that companies and executives get caught up in. So tell me a little bit about where do you go from here? What's the big dream? What's your next step, do you think?
Really just creating high quality wines for the everyday consumer. We really want to maintain this fun, fresh, but still classic feel for all of our wines. And for me, it's all about just taking a small step in the right direction. The big dream is to be a national company one day, selling in all 50 states and maybe around the world. But I really want to dive into just taking the proper steps forward and laying a very strong foundation. Because if you grow too quickly, you can crush yourself. So we're trying to do what's right for not only our capacity, our team, but also what's right for the market. We don't want to force anything, but we're definitely trying to go in the right direction.
Well, that sounds great. I'm sure after some initial hesitation, your parents are really proud of you and what you have done and where you have taken the winery that I understand that your grandparents started way back when. So you have a lot to be proud of, and we certainly wish you well, and really happy for you to get recognized in this award this year.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful for all the opportunity and the support from Smart Business. So thank you again for having me.
And thanks for being here. I look forward to trying out the wine myself someday soon.
to come anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Marissa. Our final specialty honoree this year is the second Impact Award winner, Anthony Hughes, founder and CEO of Tech Elevator. Now, sitting down with Anthony to explore how Anthony's team of IT and coding trainers are helping fill open jobs, not just here in Northeast Ohio, but in other regions where Tech Elevator operates training classes, is Tony Nickel, president of Alliance Solutions Group. Alliance Solutions Group has grown from one staffing and recruitment company to a large organization that supports 6 specialized staffing and recruitment brands across a variety of industries. The company has been honored with numerous regional and national awards for its innovation, and they make an impact too. But Tony, over at Tech Elevator, is making an impact on people's lives just as well. So Tony, let's hear more about Tech Elevator and its impact.
Hey, Anthony, congratulations on being recognized as one of the winners for a category with Smart 50. It's great to talk to you again. Congratulations.
Thanks so much, Tony. Honored to accept this award on behalf of the team at Tech Elevator.
Great. So tell me, I guess, how has Tech Elevator helped train and retrain new coders and related IT industry people across the regions where you operate?
We started the company back in 2015 in Cleveland, Ohio, and today we're in 6 cities with physical campuses, as well as we're now training people all around the country in all 50 states. So, that's been really exciting. The genesis of the company is I actually have a background in economic development. I spent a number of years at Jumpstart here in Cleveland working with early stage startups, and it was there that I saw firsthand the lack of technical talent that we had in our region, the lack of digital literacy. And so that was really the problem that I set out to solve when we founded Tech Elevator. It's been a really exciting journey. We just passed our 2,000 placement mark. And over the next 12 months, we expect to graduate another 1,000 people. So it's been a fun journey, and we're looking forward to more impact to come.
Great. What all goes into your program? Can you give some specifics on what your program looks like and maybe how that's evolved?
The specifics of the program is that we have a 14-week full-time intensive software developer training program. And we take individuals who have no technical capabilities, they're non-technical prior to our program, and we train them up with the technical skills that align with demand in the marketplace. And ultimately, we place them as software developers working at tech companies and tech-driven companies. The mechanics of it is that we start by identifying these individuals through proprietary aptitude testing tools that we've developed that look for the cognitive ability that aligns to success in the field of software development, as well as we also do behavioral interviewing to make sure that these are the right folks behaviorally for the field, that they have the passion for the field and the excitement to continue learning. That kind of gives us our raw materials, and then we pair them up with industry practitioners who are their instructors. These individuals come from industry. On average, they have 20 years of professional development experience, and we equip them with a modern curriculum that's aligned with the skills and the tools that are needed in the field. The other thing that we do that's pretty unique to Tech Elevator is that we've built a parallel career readiness curriculum that we call Pathway. And the Pathway program helps equip individuals for the career transformation, essentially, gets them ready to enter into a totally new career field. And we're coaching them all the way through the process so that by the time they actually end up in an interview, meeting directly with an employer, that they're ready to be successful in that process. All of that really comes together at the end with introductions directly to those employers. And so we have about, at this point, over 570 employers that we work with where we're making direct introductions for our graduates into those companies. And all of those are the components that ultimately support what we've been able to accomplish, which is the number one performing program of our kind in the country in terms of graduation and placement outcomes as well.
Oh, that's great. Now, what does this type of opportunity mean for the individuals involved in your program, as well as the companies who benefit from the retrained team members that you're able to provide to them?
Yeah, I mean, we're really proud of the transformational effect that our program has on people's lives. As I mentioned before, individuals come with no technical experience, no experience in the field of software development, and they leave our program seeing an average starting salary in the field of $60,000, which represents a $24,000 salary increase after just 14 weeks of training. We estimate that over a graduate's lifetime earnings, that will represent $1.3 million more in lifetime earnings than they would have made had they stayed in the field they were in before Tech Elevator. So, when you take that on an individual level, and then you consider that we've just passed the 2,000 graduate mark, we're talking about $2.7 billion of increased lifetime earnings as a result of the program, and we're really just getting started. That's on an individual level. The only other thing I would say that, I can't enumerate, but is really important, is we're helping people gain control over their careers and their lives by having the skills that the economy needs. It gives them portability, it gives them control. On the employer side of things, I'm sure that many people in this room are feeling the pain associated with the lack of skilled workers and the need for skilled workers. And right now it's costing our economy billions of dollars in lost productivity because we can't get the skilled workers that we need. And so what Tech Elevator has been able to do is create a net new source of talent that is both diverse as well as incredibly hardworking and growth oriented, which is helping our companies grow locally. These individuals are going to work at local tech companies like Highland Software and national tech companies like Google and Facebook and Uber. They're working at big financial services companies like Progressive Insurance locally, Nationwide, JP Morgan Chase, PNC Bank. And so, they're fueling the growth of these companies. And I think one of the things that's really important to mention is very much tied with the mission of our company, which is to elevate people, companies, and communities. And when you're able to activate the incumbent workforce of a community, when you're able to take individuals with potential but no paths and create new pathways to opportunity, those individuals become greater contributors to the community they're in. When our companies grow locally, they contribute to the economic vibrancy. And when we're able to take our incumbent workforce and equip them with the skills that the modern economy needs, we're also able to chart a path as a community to a more future forward and future oriented community in terms of our workforce, in turn making us more competitive as a city as the sort of future unfolds and the need for tech workers and technology skills continues to grow.
That's great. It's fantastic the work you guys are doing. Thanks so much, Anthony. And congratulations again for being a Smart 50 category winner.
Thank you. Incredibly honored. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Tony. Having visited Tech Elevator and seen your team in action, I can attest to how much impact you were having on people's lives. But ladies and gentlemen, congratulations now to all members of this year's Smart 50 class, plus the 6 specialty award honorees. You're all a testament to the vibrant energy that's evident here in Northeast Ohio, and for that I thank you. Speaking of thank you, on behalf of Smart Business, I'd like to express our gratitude to the sponsors of this year's Smart 50, our presenting and title sponsor, Corporate College, our friends at Alliance Solutions Group, Vistage, Highland, Taft, our friends at Erie Bank, Focus CFO, and our friends at Ohio.net. And finally, to the team at Smart Business for their great work behind the scenes organizing this year's program. So ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for joining us here today. We look forward to seeing you next year in person. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you.